What's up, everybody? This is Hector Tech Preacher. So I'm out here at the park, even though it's raining right now. I got the Canon M50, and I want to test it out because a lot of my fellow YouTubers have picked up the Canon M50, and it's a great camera. I've been using it for my overhead shots, some of my side angles, and some of my B-rolls. The Canon M50 has been a very good product for me, and it's a lightweight mirrorless camera. And what I have right here is I have the 50mm 1.8 lens on it. I have a speed booster, Veltrax speed booster to make this camera a full frame camera. So now the 50mm is going to be a much wider shot. It's very lightweight, very small. It has all the bells and whistles. It has 1080p, 30, 24, and 60. And it's a very good versatile camera. So what I want to do is I want to test, because I'm a Canon fan, I want to test the Canon M50 here with the speed booster and the Nifty 50 and do some shots here and some B-rolls. And since I have the Veltrax speed booster on here, I can now go from 1.8 to 1.2 aperture on this camera. And I'm going to show you the bokeh effect. So sit back and relax, get your popcorn ready, and follow me on this journey. Let's go. All right, so this is the Canon M50, wide open at about 1.2 aperture, and this is the Canon 90D. And as you can see, look at the blur effect on the M50. It's wide open. You really can't see anything in the background. A lot of people that like the blur effect, you might like this. But as you can see with the Canon 90D, it's at 1.8 aperture. I got that one wide open too, and it's kind of missing some of the background. So I'm gonna open it up a little bit because, I mean, look how beautiful the background is and it's kind of blurred out. Now, the rain is kind of went away, but it's kind of going off and on. But I want to kind of give you guys some product shots here of the Canon M50 versus the Canon 90D. Now, I'm out here at the park. It's kind of overcast sky. It just finished raining, so there's no blue sky here while I'm out here filming. But I want to kind of show you in comparison contrast between both of these cameras. The background is completely blurred out, and a lot of people like that. I mean, I do like the blur out background and everything, but sometimes when you blur out so much, you kind of miss some of the elements there. Right now I'm standing behind the river, and the river is a beautiful river, and you can kind of see some of the beautiful elements when you don't have it wide open. But this is the Canon M50. It's a wonderful camera. Let me know down in the comments what you think. So let's go on and do some B-rolls and stuff like that as I vlog with the Canon M50. Let's go.
Downtown, I got that heat, let's go.
All right, guys, so this is the Canon M50, and I got the speed booster on there at 50mm. Now, I'm not that far from the camera. It's actually right there. What I like about the speed booster is that you don't have to be so far away. Yes, this is a 50mm lens. I do have the 18 to 35. I do have a 24mm lens. I do have a 16mm lens. But I wanted to shoot a lot of this footage in a 50mm. It's the reason why is because of how cheap the Nifty 50 is compared to like the 16mm f1.4, which is about $400. So I wanted to shoot this video with the Nifty 50 because, I mean, this is a budget option. If you want to do a lot of your B-rolls and stuff like that, and you want to kind of get that full frame effect, the 50mm is nice. So as you saw in this video, I kind of cranked it down a little bit to 1.2 to get some shots. And then I'm cranking it right now. I have it at f4. So it's not that blurred in the background. I want y'all guys to see some of the elements of the background. I do have a veritable ND filter on here. It's not so bright, so I really don't need an ND filter, but I have it on it anyway. In post, what I want to do is I'm going to slow down all the 60 frames per second footage that you see here and go from there. Now you can shoot 24 frames per second. I prefer to shoot in 30 frames per second. A lot of people like to shoot 24 frames per second. I shoot 30 frames per second. And if I wanted to shoot 60 frames per second and slow it down, it's an option. The M50 is a very versatile camera, and it's good. So what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to show you some more B-roll, and I'm going to go and throw some still footage in there for you to get some photos in there with this camera. Check this out.
Downtown, I got that heat, let's go.
So I hope you enjoyed this video of the Canon M50. I think it's a fantastic camera. I really like all the characteristics that this camera brings to the table. What you just saw is me doing a lot of B-rolls and stuff like that with the Canon M50, and I did not use a gimbal. All I used was a GorillaPod. So it does not have a stabilization or whatever, but in post you can fix a lot of this stuff. Also, I'm not gonna do no color grading or anything like this. It's gonna be straight out of the camera. So I think the Canon M50 for the price, I think it's a fantastic camera. Look, here's the thing. I've been using it for a long time. Well, about 6-7 months now, and it's been a very good addition to my collection of Canon cameras. And I'm gonna hold on to this Canon M50 because it's a beautiful, great camera. This is Eric, the Tech Preacher from Easy Computer Solutions. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about the Canon M50 in all its glory. See you guys on the next video. Peace.